It's been good. We got in last night. We had a really nice dinner. We had a great dinner at like a steakhouse that had a view of the street, and it was really fun to get. Like it was just people are so obviously here for Comic Con, and then there's other people who are just regular San Diego, which is almost like its own kind of dress up. So that was really nice.
But there were people pressing their face to the glass, not because we had a bunch of celebrities in there, just because they saw glass and they wanted to press their face to it. It's like that weird.
So we've been having a great time. But Mike and I have both come to Comic Con just as fans, so it's very fun to be here promoting.
How many times have you guys come?
What?
How many times have you guys come?
One time each.
Yeah, this is one at San Diego Comic Con and then New York Comic Con.
New York,
Okay,
yeah.
Oh, they don't compare.
I know.
It's
But we live there, and it's closer, and it's easier.
I live in New York. It's a little bit different.
I
It's a little
live
bit
here.
different because like once you get a block away from the Javits Center, it's not Comic Con anymore.
Yeah.
Whereas like here, it's just like Comic Con is like spread into the outer outlying suburbs.
But it is the best place to promote what you're promoting.
Oh yeah.
I was in the panel. I don't know if you were in the panel too. I think the people, besides them being a little loony, will get into anything with superheroes these days.
We have to decide between here and Cannes, and I think we chose the right of the two. Yeah.
You're in the right conflict. That's for sure. I will pose a question I posed earlier to the wrong people. They told me it was the wrong people. It's a business question.
Oh, was it Keenan?
No, actually, it was the one that.
Oh, Taryn and I.
Not your brother, but
yeah.
okay. Don't want to smack him, smack talk him. So if Hulu didn't sell,
If what?
Hulu didn't sell. So do you feel any pressure being placed on this program to kind of draw people to Hulu? You know, the whole.
I don't know. With our relationship with Hulu from the beginning has been them saying like this is the kind of programming we want to do. They've given us a lot of freedom. It's been a very back and forth conversation the whole time. We've hardly ever run up with any problem with them. So I don't know if we feel pressure. I mean, we feel pressure to do the show we wanted to do and execute as well as possible.
We don't feel we have to save Hulu. I think they're doing pretty good.
It's regular show pressure of making the deadlines, getting the show done, doing the retakes. You know,
It's an animated program, and it is a locomotive that just keeps moving forward and forward and forward. Trains. That was the most high-tech thing I could
They
think of.
certainly have taken excellent care of us, from the whole process up to this whole, this promotional push at Comic-Con. Like, we're never gonna, whether this works or not, it won't be because we felt like Hulu wasn't behind us.
Oh my God, they've been.
No, that's up to the audience, and you don't know how it's going to
And
react.
that's a fickle bunch.
It is. But I was telling Keenan, and is it Bobby? Yes.
Yeah.
On the heels, and jump in. I'm sorry. I'm Netflix, Emmys.
Yeah.
Webisodes, perfect timing.
Yeah,
Right the way.
exciting.
Very exciting.
Our relationship with Hulu started a really exciting time when we're sort of in the first few waves of originals, and so we're getting a lot of attention. And they stood by their word, which is, we really want this to be the show you want it to be.
it's the first animated series on Hulu, right?
Yes.
My question is, why did you guys pick Hulu? You could have done YouTube, you could have done Netflix. What attracted you guys to Hulu?
One thing Hulu, from the beginning, was that they wanted it to be a TV show, not a web. It wasn't a web series.
Right.
Like they were like, do it.
We still don't think of it that way.
Because again, the stuff I watch on Hulu is all TV shows that we watch on TV.
I watch
anyway,
SNL.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was really nice, and Charlotte Coe, who's sort of the executive we dealt with, she had this background with Marvel. She'd worked there a long time, and we didn't want to go in and be like, we never want to hear any ideas. We wanted to go someplace where somebody cared about the idea and had good ideas, and we kind of felt like at Hulu and with Charlotte, that was where that was going to happen.
To get on a bus at 7 a.m.
Well, it's hilarious because we started this idea literally in 2006, at a time where I had nothing but free time. And then, life conspires to sort of bring everything to a head. With that said, if this wasn't sort of this thing we were really passionate about, it would be the biggest headache in the world.
my God.
If this was a thing that we had if we were doing for money, I'd be like, we got to give the money back. But we're doing it because we love it, and it's really exciting to see it. It's been so exciting to be out here.
And to bring these guys, like the cast, like they're such great people, and they're really good friends, and they're such good friends to do it for us because, this is what's in it for them, to hang out together, and so
None of them are going to be buying a summer house with their awesome's money. Not to go into the details of it.
And they just sit you there and they ask you questions like, hey, so you like
No, that of all the things, because like the biggest thing that Judd and his like comic book writing background did for us is he so helped us like plot story and make it all make sense. But one of the first things we came up with within a week of the idea was who the characters were, who we wanted to have voice.
Yeah, and they've always been that the same. We never wavered. Even like they're back. Like we meet them at a different time in their evolution now in this latest incarnation. But it was always Gadget Gal was always Gadget Gal. It was always Paul Appel. Muscle Man was always same way. And it was always Ike. Like forever.
Yeah. And it's been great. I mean that. Because, we don't, this is the most we've spent time together. We don't do a table read, we don't all record together. We kind of like grab them and pull them downstairs and give them 15 lines to say. And then like a week later, we bring them for the 15. And so...
And they don't know the stories that they're doing either. We say like, oh, you're being chased by a thing. And they say, okay. And I'm like, just do it a little... And they have no... And they're like they don't have time to read 8 strips.
Yeah.
And but so now they get to see it. It's so
and with
much fun to
SNL,
watch.
like, when you come in on Wednesday morning at SNL, there's usually 40 scripts floating around, of which you have like lines of 20. So they're really like, they have a lot of dexterity when it comes to like, I'm gonna read it like this, I'm gonna make a decision right away. So it's been fun.
So you think you might want to do just more writing, less acting?
Oh well, I mean, I think the world would like me to do as little acting as possible.
Well, this is acting. This is acting. this is your way of doing acting.
I feel like hopefully, if late night works out, that'll be what I do now, and I'm pretty happy about that. I feel like from my beginning at SNL, it's like, I'm way better at being myself than other people. And obviously, this will provide me the best opportunity for that. And by the way, like Croc is pretty close to me as well.
Yeah.
So,
It wasn't written. It's not like, oh, do your Proc voice. Like this is your Proc voice.
yeah.
The character sounds really interesting. It's like he's like taking his dad's position, but he doesn't have that many superpowers. But he's brilliant, right?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So why do you guys pick that instead of like a really powerful superhero leading everyone?
Well, I think we both, Mike was a producer at Saturday Night Live for a long time. I was sort of a head writer there for a long time. You're sort of like organizing. That job is to organize people who are more talented than you, like people who can do incredible impressions, people who can do incredible characters. And so, like, I don't ever think we think of ourselves as being the the Superman of the group.
Okay.
But we know how to take those incredibly talented people and kind of put them in the right position, and that's kind of how we can see Croc. That's what we want. We consider it a combination of the two of us.
Gotcha. So, what's the long-term plan for this? Do you guys? I might be a little premature, but do you guys want to do more seasons or
Like about 20 more seasons.
Yeah. 20 more seasons? 20 about right?
That, like, comic book, I mean, like, we do want to build a world that, like, exists for a really long time. That would be a really fun part of it. Like, the comics we like the most are things like X-Men and Justice League, which have just been around forever, and, just in different sort of, variations of the teams, and so we'd love for this to go for a while.
And this team, it was around for 8 years, so we have yet to see all the alumni of this team. So
It's
like
a big world.
Yeah, the idea that if someone, one of these guys or someone else on SNL, they like, oh, that person can be the blank, and they like were around in the 80s, so we can tell a story in the 80s and 70s and 90s, and we can jump around. That's really exciting to us.
Sounds pretty awesome. No pun intended, of course.
In real, like, outside of the Awesomes? Yeah, I really like the Justice Leagues from, when was that, like, late 80s, early 90s?
Justice League International was like
Blue
80s,
Beetle,
90s.
Booster Gold. Like, I like that they were this sort of like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern of like that Justice League, which I think is this. We want to try to do that here. Like have people who are like humans among like their human qualities show off as much as their superhero qualities. But I read a lot of comic books still. I mean, I've always loved Justice League. I've always loved the X-Men. So I have a lot of favorites.
We just heard it right before the panel. Yeah.
it's not going to get a lot of ink because of the Austin.
Yeah, I feel sorry for those guys.
Get
The
swallowed
timing of
up.
that
Dumb.
announcement, the same
So
day.
dumb.
They should have known. They should have
Such a
known.
bummer. I love that it's just like people are like they should. You're like, what was the announcement? It's like the logos. They put the logos next to each other. You're like, that's
You sure it wasn't a mistake?
there would have been 2 slides. I mean, it got stuck.
So it's on. It's happening. See? Art.
You'll be a guest
See
on the
this.
Awesome.
See art.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, you can have a lot of surprise guests.
Yes.
Why not? So are we going to see maybe a variety of Awesomes start popping up later on? Maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know, the children, more women.
Oh,
We did.
absolutely.
And we
Culture's
did. It was a shame that we
representation,
didn't
who
have
knows?
any of our female voices at the panel because we did have.
They're all great, but we told these guys we're going to Comic Con. Like, oh my God. Well, we told Paul Appel and Rashida and Spivey. They're like, oh, well, that sounds good.
Have fun.
You know, let me
dog
check.
is
Yeah,
sick.
I don't know if I can. They were oddly enough less interested, but they're they're no less committed. They're great and hilarious.
Will there be a push with the cast, voice cast somewhere besides online? Will we see a little bit
I
of?
think this is probably the biggest
This is
push
it?
we'll do. Yeah, we've been doing some press as well. You know, it'll be interesting, obviously, to see how it is received when it comes out. But we've already sort of asked a lot of them. You know, again, it worked out that a lot of them are fanboys and want. Oh my God.
So
We've already asked. They've delivered.